No, Linda.
They are switching matters. Okay, I'll tell you. I'll just verbally describe this. Is that all right?
Linda, let me tell you what's going on. We're looking at the fires and looting in South Central, and we're hearing you. So keep talking.
Okay, as you're looking at the fires in South Central, you have small little fires. They just exploded. It's like a Molotov cocktail. They just threw a Molotov cocktail right in the middle of the knot of people that you were just looking at a little while ago.
You're live, Dave.
And they were, glass just flew everywhere here. So as you're seeing the big fires down there, you're certainly seeing smaller fires. They look like they're...
First time that a black man was in jail and he wasn't arrested. When was this?
I'm rooting for everybody black. And I am.
The most tragic loss of all. George Bush doesn't care about black people.
We're electric slide right here, baby. Let's go. Take this on 2018. Crenshaw Boulevard, baby. Hey.
What is black freedom to you? And is it real? And if it's real or if it's not real, what are the limitations?
Okay, so I feel like black freedom in a sense is an oxymoron. Like, obviously we're not slaves anymore and we're physically free, but I just feel like there's still a mental enslavement in the black community, which is readily seen in society every single day. Like, you know, a black man getting killed by the police for absolutely no reason. Other times it can be very subtle. At times I don't feel like I can display a wide range of emotions, being labeled as
Freedom of expression of emotion.
right, exactly. I can't do that. That's one drawback, and limitation. Going back to the mental enslavement, a lot of African American people have to work 2 times as harder just to prove ourselves, how other people see us. We start to internalize it. And when you look at social class and socioeconomic status, we're just behind. This country was built off our backs, and we never got our head start. We never got any kind of retributions, and we're still playing catch up.
It's not real equality, and that's like limiting our freedom.
And I feel like it's actually getting worse. Like. With social media, people are getting very bold, calling black people racial slurs. I feel like, in a sense, we're actually going backwards instead of forwards in a lot of ways,
All right. That's great. Come on, bro.
Where we going?
Look, you gotta move to the side if you ain't walking.
Okay, all right. I was showing us. It's a sea full of black people.
Hello, and welcome to episode 2 of Black and the City. We're here today in Los Angeles at the Taste of Soul Festival, and I'm here with my very best friend, and I'm going to get her perspective on some of the black issues that we face here in America today. So why don't you introduce yourself?
My name is Blair Barbarende. I reside in Los Angeles, California, born and raised.
Yeah, okay. I've known her for a very long time. She's just an awesome person. So, Blair, what does it mean to you to be black in America and black in Los Angeles?
Well, to be honest, I love being black. I think black is beautiful. I think black people are trendsetters. We set the tone for a lot of different things in LA, from the way we dress, our hairstyles, to the way we walk, to the way we talk. I think a lot of people excuse me, they emulate that, But I always say, people want to be black, but they don't want to be black, you know?
Absolutely.
A lot of time they want to, you know, when Kim Kardashian, for example, did the box braids thing, she said it was like the Debbie DeVoe braids or whoever it was. I don't know what the celebrity's name was. In all actuality, you know, this is, you know, French braids that African American women have been wearing for a very long time. So I just feel like a lot of times black people don't get the credit that we deserve for the trends we set and the things we do, you know? And a lot of times our culture is being stolen and being capitalized by other races, and then when they do it, they get rich, you know?
We were just saying before we taped this how I think that Los Angeles and New York are just the two major cities in the United States that represent or have an impact on black culture. I think that's me. I know that every city has their own culture, but Los Angeles and New York are just the two major hubs for that. And so I think that the culture here in Los Angeles it's important. I love it. I don't know, it makes me feel like 90s West Coast. But so yeah, what are your experiences being black?
Well, growing up, being black was really, really hard for me because I felt like it was a lot of colorism in the black community, which dates back to, you know, slave days and people perpetuating these ideologies that being light is better. So I got teased a lot in school for being dark skinned and you know, it was times where I didn't want to come outside and I didn't have a lot of friends and I had a lot of low self-esteem. But when I got to high school, I felt like things changed and I started to be more like comfortable in my skin. And now, you know, being dark skinned is seen as like beautiful. You see a lot of people a lot of black women and black men wearing their natural hair, whereas, you know, when I was growing up, we would perm our hair or press it because natural wasn't seen as, you know, a way of life and it was discriminated against. So now I see a lot of black people embracing their culture, which is good, and it makes me more comfortable. And on the other side of the spectrum, it's kind of hard too because I feel like as a black woman, if I'm at work or something like that and I get upset about something, or just in general, if I'm upset about something, I have to watch what I say or do because I'm always seen as an angry black woman. You know, it's a negative thing. But if it's somebody of another race, if a woman gets mad or they get mad, it's not seen the same. You know, when a black woman gets mad, she's an angry black woman. But you know, if a white woman gets mad, I don't know if I'm allowed to say that, but I'm just speaking my truth.
Listen,
it's not looked at like that. So I feel like a lot of times, I can't be my true self or have to watch how I portray myself because there are many stereotypes about black people, and I don't want to portray those negative stereotypes in the world to others, you know, because they think, you know, a black person is ghetto or you're stupid, or, you know, when you talk slang, you know, when you're comfortable around your friend. I've done that sometimes at work, and I've had somebody else that's, you know, non-African American say, well, speak English, you know, even though I can speak proper English. But of course, when I'm talking to, you know, a friend or my peer, I'm going to feel comfortable, you know, talking how I normally talk. So having to, you know, like you had mentioned earlier, work harder than everybody else when you're black, you know. You have to work harder than others who, you know, if we have the same qualifications and we go for the same job, if I'm going to get somebody white, I mean, who do you think they're going to hire? You know, it's a gift and a curse, but I wouldn't change it still. I love being black, period.
I think that's a part of the universal experience. I'm so glad that you touched on that. The whole, when we were younger, we're not that old, okay, but when we were younger, it was frowned upon to be dark skinned. It was frowned upon to have natural hair. And now you see this change where it's like, oh, black is beautiful and I'm going to embrace my culture, and I just hope that it's not a trend. You know, I was touching on something with my brother in the car. We was talking about the Kardashians, that I guess the most famous ones I would say are Kim and Kylie, and they're literally famous because of their relationships with black men.
And their black attributes. You know, a lot of women are going to get fake butt and, you know, fake lips, stuff that you know,
People of color have.
yeah, black women were born with, and then they're capitalizing on that. You know, when they start doing the two braids like how you have in your hair, that's when all women of other nationalities start doing it. Before, when a black woman would wear her hair like that, maybe a white person wouldn't feel comfortable doing that. But the Kardashians, when they do it, they make it go mainstream, I guess, in a sense.
Yes, absolutely. And I think that, especially here in Los Angeles, it's just, you have one side that, I guess, you have the community side, but there's a large part of Los Angeles that's very like Hollywood, and it's just too much for me. So I could just imagine living here and just being under all of this pressure to have this image. And, I can just imagine how that can impact someone growing up here, their self-esteem.
I agree totally with what you're saying, and it's so crazy because when women get the plastic surgery, women are tanning to look darker. They're getting big lips, and these are attributes that black women already have, and then we're always seen as the women that are at the bottom of the totem pole.
Here at the Taste of Soul, it's a very cultural black event.
The people that do this to you. Oh yeah, they will. Here we go. Young man, I'll be right back. Matter of fact, you know what? Why don't you let somebody hold that food so we can get a piece of this song?
Thank you. Now we are at 12 minutes. And that's a wrap. Thanks. This is your host, Mario Adams. Taste of Soul, episode 2.
Thank you for having me, May.